are recognizing is this the simplicity of it and the focus on the one thing that everybody sees and I think everybody likes about Bitcoin, and that's the scarcity, the 21 million. So the fact that that is in fact a driver for most of us is very intuitive, and the fact that this model is so simple, also mathematically or statistically, it's it adds to the trust in it. And regardless of the very technical discussions that you can have about the things we talked about earlier, the serial correlated errors or the co-integration that's there or not, or et cetera, et cetera. So you can have those discussions, but that does not alter the fact that it's a very simple model that everybody recognizes, and and of course the track record of the model helps very much at the moment. But the second thing is, there's one story about my that always I always have in my mind, that was the Black and Scholes model, the Black and Scholes option model. I'm sure you and your audience know this model. It was invented in 1973. It was an options pricing model by the gentleman Black and Scholes. They got the Nobel Prize for it, but before they got that Nobel Prize and before the market actually picked up that model, they they had like 10 years until the early 80s to exploit that model. Although all the information was in the public, they published their model, and everybody could use it. But it takes debate, it takes time, it takes some track record, I guess, for people to to for all people to trust it. So with that respect, yes, I think it could have an impact. It certainly does for quantitative or statistically oriented people or investment bankers, especially hedge funds that are very into models, etc. Um, but that's a very small group. So for the entire market or the broader market to pick up the model, I think the track record is very important, and 2 years might not be enough. So especially when we hit that 288,000, that would, I guess, then it becomes very interesting. Then we'll see if people are actually gonna front run the market, because the price target for the next
Yes.
level is 5 million for 2024 2028. So yeah, efficient markets and rational thinking sort of implies that people are gonna front run those prices. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, since even Tudor Jones came out with his paper this past summer, fellow Greenwich legendary icon and trader, and so many others have been involved, from Mass Mutual to corporations, institutions, I believe the sovereign wealth of New Zealand. One that I think went a little under the radar: how important is it, if I read correctly, that Microsoft is building on the Bitcoin blockchain?
Yeah, I think it's very important. But to be
I
honest,
agree.
I didn't see very much myself about it as well. So yeah, I think they still have to come out and show some progress and make it really public. But yeah, I know they're busy.
For sure. And I believe 88 trillion is the market cap for all public stocks. Will Bitcoin itself, or crypto as a collective combined, surpass that lofty number of, let's go with 88 trillion? And if so, when?
Yeah, I think it will actually. Um, if you look at the stock to flow model, at its very essence, it is saying that assets with the same stock to flow, the same scarcity levels, should have the same market cap levels. So Bitcoin now is about 1 trillion market cap level. That's way below gold. Gold has 10 trillion market cap, and the stock to flow level of gold is 60 and Bitcoin is 55. So we're getting very close to gold in this 4 year period that
Right.
we're already 1 year in, or half, well, 3/4 year in. Um, we should we should approach gold's market cap very closely according to this model, and that will be the $10 trillion mark. And that's also how we get to this very high um, valuation of Bitcoin. But after the $10 trillion comes the next phase, and that will be real estate. There's only one asset I know, and I'm calling on on people who know other asset markets that are um, bigger than gold and have stock to flow values bigger than 60, because I don't know them. I only know one, and that is real estate. Real estate has a stock to flow value of about 100. So 100 years of production is there right now, and the entire real estate market is, depending how you look at it. If you take commercial real estate or just residential real estate, and also which parts of the world you take into account, but it's more or less 100 trillion US dollars. And of course that's also my Twitter name, but that's no coincidence. So I think the next cycle, when the stock to flow of Bitcoin doubles from 55 to 110, it will surpass the stock to flow of real estate, and its market value should, according to the stock to flow model, at least approach that of real estate, and that is 100 trillion US dollars.